Good morning. So, this morning, shuffling my deck, hearing that, taking a breath, letting my shoulders droop. It's funny because, when I was younger, I had multiple copies of the Tao Te Ching from Lao Tzu. And reading it, it was like when you're younger, something kind of stuck out as one of the lines is, the first bite will make you hungry. And I'm like, what can that even mean? Yeah, because you're young. And then when you get older, you kind of realize, oh, that's what that means. Well, now that I'm old enough, I thoroughly understand what it means. The first bite makes you hungry. I woke up this morning thinking, the greatest thing in the world right now would be a cup of coffee. And I had that first cup of coffee and I'm like, that is so perfect. And then 5 minutes later, I've already changed my mind and I'm like, you know what really would be the greatest thing in the world? A second cup of coffee. So the first bite makes you hungry. I thoroughly get that now. Because there was nothing better in the world than to have that second cup of coffee. Maybe a third is even better than that. That's like medicine. You know, the doctor says, take one, you'll feel better. It's like, well, if I take 5, I'll feel really great. So anyway, good morning. And good morning, Terry T. And yes, coffee heart agreed. Totally. So I am. But that was me sitting here, letting myself relax and breathing. Just letting my mind wander where it will. So we can see what the universe has for us today. See if there's any lessons we can learn. Maybe contemplate angers and resentments before they have a chance to pop up, so that if we do get in a situation, maybe we could treat them differently and surprise everybody. So that breath and the relaxing, I'm going to I literally typed coffee before you said it. Good morning, Cookie Granny. See, now I want a cookie. Great. You know what'd be better than that second cup of coffee? A cookie. So, Cookie Granny, I do readings, but what I prefer is that, so at MyTarot, there's a Facebook page called MyTarot, and people hang out there and they help each other. They offer advice. They talk about decks and things like that. And I can hang out there, and I don't mind giving people readings there, because especially if people are giving back. Otherwise, if you'd like to contact me at MyTarot.org, which has got the link to the Facebook page and to the YouTube page. But you can go to MyTarot.org, and all my contact information is right there if you're interested. But come and hang out, and we can all just learn something together, and I can give readings that way. So, but right now, me and Terry T have got this thing going on. So, I'm going to create my 3 stacks here. Each one a different string going out to the universe. And based on which string we pull here will be the thought we'll carry through the day. And it will actually affect us with that butterfly effect, because it'll be a conversation that we'll carry at least through the day and maybe affect us a little bit later on. It is Tuesday, so let's see what's at the heart of the matter. So I'm going to select that center stack, and I am going to do the 3-in-1. And I'm going to flip them over, as I always say, one at a time so I can read it like a book, read it right along with you, and just kind of use that stream of consciousness and see what comes to me. And I also like the fact that it's like I think I know where the story is going until I finally reach the last page, and it can totally turn everything else around. So, let's see. Ooh. Today we're starting right out with La Lune, the moon. So this is about walking through fears or insight. Let's see where we're going with this. The Lovers came up yesterday, which is about choices. So are we afraid of some choices? So it's almost, if you look here now, so we have the moon and we have the two dogs. And now it's transformed into the sun here, the Cupid. And these two here, here's the crab. And the crab is our alligator brain. So what is going on here? We have an allegory between these two cards going on. It's like our base self. Trying to get underneath the meaning of it all. This is what we see, but this is what we are. Does that make sense? And the Six of Wands. So sixes are about that finding a harmony, finding an improvement. So sixes, it's like a culmination up to this point. Maybe even overcoming our base selves. Because this is our instinct. This is, if we make choices based on instinct and that lower self, that animal self, that's very self-seeking and self-centered and selfish. But this is about rising above that. This is about rising above that and doing the right thing. And these are two majors, so it's very important. And so we have also two sixes right here. And again, sixes are about that harmony, that improvement. We're halfway through, we've just gotten halfway through the deck, which means it's a small point of celebration there. Let's pick over the last card here and see what we have. Wow. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. So and with three majors like this, it really is telling us that we need to pay attention to something. So what is it that we need to pay attention to? Our choices and how they affect where we're going, because the Wheel of Fortune can go both ways. Either our fortunes can, it can go to the time and we can celebrate, things work out the way we want, and then you spin it again and we have no choice. We could have done everything right, and yet everything works against us anyway. So the point there is that as long as you are doing the next right thing, even if you fail, even if the Wheel of Fortune spins around and you fail, you can feel like you did the best you could. That's one of the things with the Wheel of Fortune. And yet when you try and I'm going to try and beat the Wheel of Fortune, and I'm going to cheat, I'm going to be selfish and self-seeking, and that alligator brain kicks in because we become that selfishness, then whether we succeed or fail anyway, we're going to feel if you have any kind of moral fortitude, you'll feel bad. So the thing here is that it's showing us that we can overcome our fears, overcome that alligator brain, that we can stand up and do the right thing. And that it's important that we do the right thing regardless. Because the Wheel of Fortune's going to go where the Wheel of Fortune goes. But this is one of those moments where we can say, we did the next right thing. I used to have somebody tell me, if I'm not sure what to do, it's like, how do you know? And he said, it's something that stuck with me. He's like, well, just do the next right thing. Well, that's too obvious, right? First bite makes you hungry. Do the next right thing. And that way, whether you fail or succeed, you have your own little kind of victory. So today, let fortune fall where it may. We can't control the future. We can only control now. And that will affect how we see the future. And this is saying that we need to do that next right thing. We need to not succumb to our base fears, our animal instincts, that alligator brain. This is what wants to take control. Whenever we feel fear, whenever we feel angry, whenever we feel hurt, our instinct is to lash out. Whenever we feel like we're in a darkness and we can't see where we're going, that's our instinct. But this is actually a beautiful spread because this is us. This is a reflection. These cards this is just a mirror reflection of us. It's just a mirror reflection. And that is a beautiful picture right there. But which one's going to come out on top? That is an absolute mirror reflection. So today, when we find ourselves in those situations or somewhere coming up, we find ourselves in those situations, just remember that mirror reflection. Who do we want to be? What do we want to be? What do we want to reflect? Do we want to reflect our baser natures? Is this really us? And this is what's underneath? And this is in control, or is this us being on top? We are a reflection of our baser needs. So, that gives me a lot to think about today. As above, so below, yeah. We can't control the future. Things are going to happen one way or the other. Right? But this shows that we can triumph over our baser selves. And regardless of the outcome, we've accomplished something. So, with that, and and good morning, Serenity of Soul. Hola. So, So, yes. So again, thank you very much. I'll be here again tomorrow at 7:15, and tomorrow evening, 5:30 Eastern Standard, the Two of Wands, which is me and a friend of mine, are going to be discussing. We've already gone through all the cards in the deck except all the majors in the deck except for one, and that's the Fool. So tomorrow we will be covering the Fool, the history, the meaning. We take an hour to go through each card. So that Six of Wands and that Wheel of Fortune are also symmetric. That's true. In this deck here, the reverse Six of Wands is the reverse Six of Wands, which is also the reverse of the Six of Wands. So, with that, if you go to the MyTarot.org, you'll see that there is a link to the Facebook page where you can see where the event's going to be for tomorrow. And if you have any questions or anything else, you can contact me there. And with that, I hope you have an amazing, amazing day, an amazing week. And I will be back here tomorrow, and it is nice meeting some new people here. So again, thank you so much. If you're on Facebook, feel free to subscribe. Because again, I've been doing this now for almost 6 months every weekday morning. So, thank you again, and have a good day.